but since I'm keeping them separate, I'm keeping them separate. It's the next day and it's bone broth time again. So I usually double the recipe of bone broth I make, and at the moment, since I'm on an acid reflux diet, I can't have onion and garlic in mine, so I'm making 1 pot of normal bone broth and 1 pot of my bone broth. The way I do it is I use a chicken. I've got a store-bought chicken here, a whole chicken. This one's 2.3 kgs. So I use 1 large chicken and cut it in half in one pot and half in the other pot, because that won't all fit in one pot. For a single recipe, I'd use 1 small whole chicken or half a large chicken, but I'm always doubling it because then it lasts longer. And then a packet of chicken parts, one of our last few packets from the chickens that I've butchered, from ones that we've raised. They generally have 2 or 3. This one looks like it's only got 2 necks, 2 hearts, 2 gizzards and 4 feet, and that provides some really good gelatin and nutrients to the bone broth, so I'll split those in half between each pot as well. Then we've got a bunch of celery and carrots and parsley. I'm going to cut those up first and then do the onion and garlic for the 1 pot. Some of the celery's got a little bit funny because it was hitting a frozen part in the fridge, which I didn't realise, but it's fine for bone broth. I'll just cut off the bad parts and it'll go in just nicely. So I use 4 stalks of celery for each single recipe, so I'll be doing 4 in each pot. And then 4 large carrots in each recipe, or 2 small ones put together. 2 large sprigs of parsley, so which is, kind of whatever you make of it really. 2 large sprigs of parsley in each pot. I'll just use my poultry shears to literally cut the chicken, oops, it's falling apart. Cut the chicken down one side of the spine. It's still slightly frozen, so it's a little bit hard. These poultry shears need a sharpening. Actually need to get a better pair, but they're still working for now. Just a little bit that goes between them keeps falling off. And then we flip it over and cut it down one side of the breastbone. The little spring mechanism is broken, so we're doing our best. Also, it's still a little bit more frozen. Okay, you can stay there and you can go there. What makes bone broth with the best flavour is if you gently fry the veggies first, but I generally don't end up doing that because it just takes a bit longer and I'm in the middle of homeschool lessons, so just gotta try and get this going. water is hard to measure, so I'm just gonna do maybe half of that. One tablespoon of salt per recipe, so one on each one, and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in each one. Not entirely sure if I should put it in my one or not, but it's just a little bit, so I think it's okay. 4 litres of water in each pot. I'll bring those to the boil and then turn them down to simmer. After at least 2 hours, I'll take the chicken meat off the bones. I just kind of check them to see if the drumsticks and wings and meat is kind of falling off. If it's coming off pretty easily in the pot, then I'll pull it out with some tongs, put it on a plate, let it cool a bit, and then take all the meat off, which we can use for meals. And then I'll continue to simmer the rest of the ingredients in the pot for some more hours. It's been about 3 hours maybe since the pots came to the boil and I turned them down to simmer. I just checked my chicken and it's ready to come out. I just took it out of the pot with some tongs. You see the pieces were starting to fall apart from each other. I just put it on a dinner plate and I leave it there to cool down until it's cool enough that I can handle it, and then I'm going to shred it and put it into a container to go in the fridge. And then I'll either use it for dinners or lunches or put it into the freezer if I don't need it right now. Everything that's not meat that I'm going to be putting into the container for eating will go back into the pot. So skin at the moment, bones, any veggies that have gotten stuck to them will go back into the pot. After I've done that one, I'll do the one in the other's bone broth with its lovely onions and garlic. So usually I'd be shredding all of the chicken from both pots into a container or stainless steel pan to go into the fridge and finish cooling down, and then I would put the contents from the slightly smaller pot into the bigger pot because it's gone down enough usually by this point that I can combine them into the one bigger pot. But since I'm keeping them separate, I'm keeping them separate. While that chicken cools down, I think I'm actually going to plant my pea seedlings into the garden because they need to go in, and it's not raining, so let's get that done. I decided to just plant 5 of the purple potted Dalmatian peas for now because they were the biggest ones and the others are still a little bit small. We don't have any frosts in the forecast at the moment, but I'm most worried about them getting eaten by slugs and snails, so I really actually would like something to cover them, but there's still a situation with my little cloches. This is the better of the two, but it's still all ripped and I haven't had the chance to make new ones yet. It's not exactly going to stop all slugs and snails, but it's going to provide a tiny little bit of protection, better than nothing. I've put the more closed end down there where the seedlings are, so we'll see. What I actually want to do is use some PVC, like thinner PVC pipe or something, to make hoops because the wire is just too bendy. It just keeps getting squashed and it doesn't stay there. I've got another our old net curtain, our more recent old net curtain that I can use to cover it, but I need to make something a bit more sturdy. We haven't got any thinner PVC pipe. I don't actually know how thin it can go. We haven't got any in the garage, so I haven't got anything more sturdy to make them with for now, unless I made square ones out of some of those plastic rods that I've got, or bamboo or something. I'll look into it and see if I can find something that would be better. Because if I'm going to go to the trouble of making them again, I want them to last a bit longer, or at least be more functional and not get squished. I'm just going to water the pea seedlings in with some seaweed fertiliser and then get back to my chicken. Now we're going into these. Oh no, that one's broken.